Love it. It's your favorite day of the week, by the way.
It sure is.
Round up,
It is
family.
Friday, and today in New York is like the last day of like summer camps. School starts next week. Uh, so yeah, we're getting ready for school supplies and all that good stuff. So I'm actually casual today, no suit today. I was working from home and working actually on my rental properties. And I brought my son with me today to help. He was my helper. He's old enough to actually do some physical work and get paid for it. So he
Putting
liked
them to work. Putting them to work. That's
That's
terrible. Poor thing gonna work.
He loved it. He loved it.
Oh,
And
he did?
he gets it. He understands like this is the sweat equity is going to benefit him in the future.
Good for him. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Roundup family, thanks for joining us for the Turning Time. I'm Chris Haskins, and my mission, ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. On Fridays, I have the pleasure and the honor to hang out with attorney Jessica Segal, who is up in New York. And today we are talking about quiet title. Yes, Jessica.
Yes, thrilling topic, right? Thrilling topic.
I love it. I forgot somebody sued me. I was privy to a law. I was a part of a lawsuit. I won't talk about it this second. After you go into it, I'll tell you
Okay.
about my experience.
I would love to hear that. So I'm casual today. I'm in a tank top and shorts. The beauty of owning my own law firm is, I get to pick and choose when and where I'm going to work on things. And today I had to put on my landlord hat. I had a tenant turnover, which is, of course, the landlords hate, right? I have a vacancy now. So I went in, I had a general contractor do some painting, some new carpet, and I personally do some labor as well to save myself money. I was doing a little touch-up painting, some cleaning up, and I actually did peel and stick floor tiles today for the first time
Oh,
myself. I had to replace a few, and to pay the contractor to do it is really expensive. I'm like, I can handle this. So it was great. Every time I do something handy like that, I get very excited.
you learn how easy it is too, right?
Yes, absolutely. So that was good. So I'm not in my suit today. I was working on that. I got to list it, and hopefully I'll get a good tenant in there in the next few days.
Nice.
But so, in terms of the legal stuff, this quiet title is really great for people to know about, because a lot of the investors that watch your show are buying really great deals or off-market properties. If you're picking up something at a short sale, a tax sale, a foreclosure, or if, let's say, the seller died and the family's trying to unload the property, all these great creative ways that investors find deals, you may not actually be, taking the property with a clear title. There could be liens, there could be judgments. You may not actually know that the person who sold it to you has the authority to sell it. So a quiet title action clears up any potential other interest in the property, so that you have 100% interest in the property.
Mm.
So a lot of times you'll run a title search, and the title company will find some sort of issue with the title. Could be a lien, a debt, something on there. And it may go back a few sellers. It may not even be from something on the current sale,
Keep
right?
going,
So
I'll be right back.
yeah. So when you buy a property that way, the way to clear the title is to bring an action in court called quiet title. And what that literally means is you're shutting down any claims anybody could have against the property. And if anybody was to come in and claim they're the owner and not you, this court action will clarify that. So it's a great way when you're buying property to make sure that you have full and clear title to it. So a lot of times we've also discussed things like a quit claim deed, QUIT, quit claim deed. And that's very often you'll see that with family transfers, or if somebody had died, and you're basically just taking the property with whatever title that person has. So especially if you're getting it at some sort of foreclosure, short sale, tax sale, you have no idea what you're buying. So bringing the quiet title action in court basically removes any cloud over the title and makes you 100% valid property owner so that you can then sell it in the future if you need to. Wow. Which is very important for anybody who's doing these subject twos or wholesaling or any of that stuff. You want to be able to turn that property quickly. You need to know you have good title. It's actually very simple to bring an action for quiet title. You pay a couple $100 for filing fees in the courthouse. It takes maybe 8 to 10 weeks, for the court to just process it through. Unless somebody is really fighting it, what we've seen, and I know you've covered on your shows, what if two people think they bought this property? What if a wholesaler sold the same property to two different people? Wow. Scams happen. So the quiet title is your way of figuring all that out.
I was looking I got my Barron's book. It says, can I read the definition that they have here?
Yes.
A suit in court to remove a defect or cloud on the title or suspicion regarding the legal rights of an owner to a certain piece of real property.
Yes, exactly. Right. So it's removing any issue that anybody can raise with that title. So I'll give you an example. I had a client where it was a foreclosure action, and her ex-husband was nowhere to be found. He was still on the deed, but disappeared. She thinks he went to another country. His family gone. Family didn't know where he was. Nobody had contact information. She was trying to resolve and sell the property to avoid the foreclosure, but she couldn't sell it because he was on the deed and his signature was required. So we ended up going through the quiet title process. She had to submit affidavits basically with the divorce decree, and that she got affidavits from his family members to say they have no clue where he is. They don't know if he's alive or not. Wow. Last they knew, he was in another country. So it helped her clear the title so then she could sell the property and then get out of the foreclosure wheel. So
this is a process.
Yes.
It's not like you go in one day and then they switch the deed over the next day.
No, it's going to take a few weeks. If it's a simple, matter and there really are no liens or judgments, maybe you bought it at a tax sale or a foreclosure, or you bought it from a family member where there really is no issue with the property, it'll be very quick, couple of weeks. Okay. If there are actual claims or if several people are coming forward to say they're the owner, it's going to be more complicated. But at the end of the day, you'll have a clear answer from the court. You'll either have marketable title or you'll get out and get reimbursed because you were scammed.
So if you're a wholesaler, is this something that would the wholesaler pick up the tab? If we get it under contract, then we find out the title's all messed up. Do we go on the hook to try to sell it, or do we try to get the seller to go on the hook for their own title?
Well, it depends really on your level of skill with wholesaling. Some people just start out, they have no money, and they think, well, I'll use wholesaling to get some quick cash so I can build up some money to then buy a property. So if you're just starting out and you have no money, you're not going to be able to pay for the title search and do the quiet title action. It's going to be, several $100s. So you may negotiate to have the ultimate buyer pay for that because they're the ones that actually want the quiet title. They want the valid title. Nice. So everything, keep in mind, everything is negotiable, right? So when you're entering into a deal, just like you're creative with the subject to or the wholesaling, make sure you negotiate who's going to pay for the quiet title if there's any question on that property.
Nice. By the way, Roundup family, we've got a treat for you. If you watched all the way to the end, I was discussing with Jessica before we got on the line. We're going to give you a discount code for all the stuff on the site, 50% off for everything, especially for Jessica's stuff also. For the partnership agreement and the LLC masterclass, you're going to get a 50% discount code for all the training. So as long as you stay tuned, I'll put it in the video description below. All right, Roundup family.
All right, thank you. Yes, it's great. I love helping everybody kind of get started, do things the right way. I'm very passionate about providing reasonable legal services to the everyday investor.
Nice.
Right? I keep saying that. We keep talking about that.
That's right.
I want people to be able to have the information that all the wealthy investors have. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time.
I love
and
it.
you know, we're putting the stuff together for everybody. So yeah, take advantage of the sale.
So I got a notice in the mail one time, Jay. You know how my thing is to file my memorandums against my sellers. This one in particular was a crackhead, so I figured something with. I'm like, you know what? Let me tell you, I had the notary meet me when she agreed to the price. I'm like, we're doing this right now.
Yeah.
And I just found out a new term I learned about early today, an actionnaire. Have you ever heard of an actionnaire?
No, what's that?
Instead of a millionaire and a life-onaire, we want to be actionnaires.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like trying to incorporate this action. I want to take action now.
Yes.
So anyway, we signed the documents, recorded it all. I get sued for this quiet title thing a few months later. She was trying to get out of the deal. But it feels very nervous receiving a lawsuit, a half-inch thick from an attorney trying to get me off title. I was just, I'm just saying being on the other side, being taken off title. It's a different world.
Yes, it is. And that's what the papers are designed to do, is intimidate people and hope that you would just give up and go away. Yeah. What ended up happening with that?
I had an attorney.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I had an attorney and I showed him all the documents. Luckily, since 2004, I've kind of learned, I'm not saying that I'm any better or worse. Whoever has the best paperwork in place just wins, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, good. I'm glad that worked out. But yes, it's very stressful when you think you've got an investment or you've put money into something and you find out somebody's challenging your property rights.
That's right. Well, Jay, down here, the guys where I've had to hire them, they're charging several thousand. I think we got a little difference of price up there than down here.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how much work is involved. Up here, I mean, the average attorney charges between $300 and $400 an hour. Some people may just charge a flat fee if it's going to be a simple, quiet title matter. It really depends on how much work is involved, but it can add up quickly when you pay hourly.
Now, when you say simple, we're talking about one or two people. I'm not talking about simple. I'm talking about real messy.
A real mess, yeah. You expect to pay $300 to $400 an hour.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm used to.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're talking what, 10 hours?
Here's the thing, too. Keep in mind, you're going to pay $300 to $400 for an attorney to do work. But if you go to a law firm that has a large staff of skilled paralegals, you're going to be billed for the work the paralegal's doing at a much lower rate. Paralegals maybe $100 an hour. So, for example, and a candor, right? I am a solo practitioner. It is just me. I use virtual assistants sometimes for things, but I don't have a paralegal rate. You're going to pay top dollar for me to do everything myself personally. So sometimes I tell if something's really complex, I've sent potential clients to other attorneys that I know that have big law firms with large staff so that they'll be billed at a much more reasonable rate. Gotcha. So don't be afraid to shop around. Don't think just because it's one of these big law firms that you can't afford them. It may actually be more cost effective to go to a large law firm in your area because their associate attorney rate and their paralegal rate is going to be a lot less. Maybe it's $100, $200 an hour. So you can find good quality legal representation in your budget in any county. So
gotcha.
Yeah, I encourage people to shop around and always use somebody that is experienced specifically with real estate investors. Okay, like one of the viewers reached out to me that basically said he lives God, I forget where he lives, somewhere in the Midwest, I think. And the seller's attorney is not familiar with the subject to documents, the land trust documents, right? He's not, he's insistent that he sign it in his personal name, not as trustee. So there's a lot of attorneys out there who may just do a basic closing that are not familiar with all these creative tools that, really investors use. So shop around and find an attorney who is familiar with it.
That's nothing new though, Jessica. I mean, I get calls every day from people saying that I talked to my attorney. Matter of fact, today a guy said that the attorney said it was a scam.
Right, right. It's because it's like, well, if they haven't heard of it, it can't be real. But the problem is most attorneys, they graduate law school and that's it. Whatever they learned in law school, if they're not engrossed in that field, it's, they may not always know what the new or latest developments are.
Yeah.
Attorneys are required to do continuing education.
Yeah.
But the reality is you can do it online and you can pick a topic that you find interesting that may not be, if you do closings for single family homes, you're not required to take continuing education in real estate. Maybe you took a continuing education class on DWIs because you want to be able to pick up an occasional DWI.
Uh-huh.
So, I find a lot of lawyers don't always keep up on the latest trends for their niche, or they're what I call a door lawyer. They'll take anything that comes in the door. They don't focus on a specific niche.
General instead of a specific.
So you want to find, and I know they're out there in every county, start asking around and find that real estate attorney who serves investors. If you go to your local meetup or your local real estate investment association, someone in that room has an attorney that they love that does, work for real estate investors.
You're right. I know I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not on speed dial. Shit, you're on speed dial. I mean,
Yeah. And so that's my niche. I cater to the investor because I, as a landlord myself, understand that sometimes things are not just your simple single family residence purchase.
Yep. Nice. So quiet title roundup family. I thought that would be nice for you to hear. It's not like something you go and you talk. Quiet like that.
So quiet title, to just kind of give you your basic breakdown, is when you buy something at a foreclosure, a tax sale, an auction of some kind, or an estate sale where the seller can't guarantee you have clear title, take the property and then file the quiet title action. It'll make sure it clears up any potential cloud. Now you own it and you can sell it.
Nice. That is so cool. But I guess I just want to caution our audience that you will have to spend some money.
Yes, absolutely. It's not. If it's not complicated, it won't. It'll be a few $100s for the filing fee, maybe a few $100s for other expenses for the attorney, things like that. I don't recommend doing it yourself. Okay, there's a lot of loopholes or things or statutes you may miss.
Yeah.
And it's definitely worth it to hire an attorney to do it.
Cool. So is this something when we have an ugly title? Is this going to be the only way to do it, Jessica? I'm thinking, is this the end of the road regarding cleaning up title? After this, you got a new deed?
Yes.
Wow.
This is the way to do it. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you'll hear sometimes the title and company, let's say you're not using attorneys, you're not using real estate agents, you're just, doing a transaction, buyer and seller. A title insurance company may ask you to do the quiet title to give you that insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
So be prepared as that for that. Again, minimal expense, but it's a cost of doing business. We always say this, right? Make sure you give your accountant all your filing fees, all your receipts for any sort of court action, and let your accountant do their magic.
Yeah, nice. Cool. Well, thank you for dropping it on this roundup, Jessica. Here, go to the website. Matter of fact, I'll type it in a few minutes. I can't type while she's talking.
Okay.
But we're doing 50% off all of Jessica's training. It'll be on my website. Just come over, and this is our Labor Day gift to you. We're in Monday night. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's great. I'm so happy to be a part of it. And if anybody has any questions or anything, let me know.
We've got a few right here.
Oh, sure. What do we got?
Oh, wow. Jared Spencer. Good Lord. They just had his cash out refinance shut down due to a bad title. How fast can he get this done? Wow.
Okay, so like I said, without knowing really what your issue is, it could be anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. I would ask the attorney if you have an attorney to jump on it and help you, because that'll be the fastest way. So find a good attorney and they'll make sure it gets pushed through quickly.
No doubt he has a title company doing the refi. Well, he might not even need the title company to do the refi, Jared. I don't know. Yeah, that's nasty. I mean, he bought the house, had a loan. Now it's a problem. That should be a simple one.
Yeah, it should be, because probably what happened is when he bought it, there was probably some issue with the title, and he didn't care because he's going to own it for, you know, however long. And
wow, that's a nasty one there. Anthony, do you and the tenant lease option buyer need insurance?
I need more information. What kind of insurance are we talking about? There's lots of different insurance.
I'm thinking rental insurance. A lease option tenant buyer will have to be rental insurance. Go ahead, Jay.
Lease option rental, and will it be considered? Chris, I defer to you on this one.
If I sell on an LO, rent and option at the same time, yeah. Will it be considered an installment sale? No, you didn't transfer title. Nothing is considered a sale until you transfer title, Anthony. I mean, I guess I need to make sure with Jessica. I mean, I'm not. When I do my lease options, my accountant, when I get the down payment, my accountant does not count that income that year. They count the income either when the person exercises the option or default. That's what my accountant has done for me, because we didn't transfer title.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on answering this one because I just don't have enough information.
I can only tell you what my accountant has done for me.
Yeah.
Should I have the attorney always, Anthony, should I have the attorney always draft my deed?
Okay, so I'm going to recommend yes.
Yeah, I do.
You don't want to mess around with a deed, and most attorneys will charge you just a few $100s to do your deed and file it for you. It's if you do it wrong, you know, you can have it. Usually, the court clerk will catch it if it's not done right.
Yeah,
but also do it this way: pay the attorney to do it the first time, and maybe they'll walk you through it, tell you how to do it if you want to try doing it yourself next time. But you know, if you've never done it before, definitely use an attorney.
I always get them to draft it up. I mean, only charge you $100 if you just getting them to draft it up. They $100.
And then I give it back to my client, and they go file it at the clerk's office.
There you go. Yeah. But I mean, Anthony, you being real cheap on that one. You know, you can just pay them and they'll get it all done for you, though. I'm not saying.
Right.
Here's one more. They just do I know anything about the government wanting to outlaw lease option non-refundable down payments in Virginia if the tenant buyer doesn't exercise their option? Jessica, have you heard of that?
No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, send me the link on that one, Mark. I would like to know about that. I hope they don't do that. That's all we got, Jay. Final thoughts on.
Was there one more question? It said, can you ask Jessica? Was that another question? It flashed up on the screen for a second, or no?
That was the same guy wanting to know about this.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with that law. I'm based in New York, and I'm not up on that law.
I was told the courts could construe a lease option as an installment sale in certain cases. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you didn't pass the title. I don't know.
Deal much with that here.
Yeah.
Well, this was great, and I'm always happy to help out and share some quick tips. And I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. And I will talk to you soon.
Okay, Jay. I'll see you soon. I'll send that stuff over. Or I'll talk to you later.
Okay. And I always say this: like, if anybody has a specific topic they want us to talk about, let us know. We're here to serve you guys. So
yeah, sounds good.
Posted.
Roundup family, I'm gonna stay on and give them the information on their sale, Jay. You got
okay. Have a great weekend. Take care, everybody.
Okay, bye. Roundup family, I'm gonna give you. Oh shoot. You can hit that button. Oh, this is the button here. Remove. Roundup family, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna give you the link. You can get all the training. It's gonna be my subject to stuff, my land trust docs, and my land trust masterclass. That's the link. Okay, you can send the link. You're gonna get Jessica's LLC masterclass, virtual assistant masterclass, my negotiating audio. If you go to the last video, I'm giving you 75% on that one. I'm not going to give it on this video, but everything on my site, chrishaskins.com, will be 50% off. Oh, shoot. And the discount code Roundup Family is 50 off. I'll write it here. Use discount code 50 off. I wasn't going to do this for Labor Day, but good God, I got so many requests, so we're doing it anyway. So 50 off, 50 OF, oops, OFF. Use this code. Just go to Chris Haskins, get all the training we got for you. Roundup Family, I love you. Listen, I wanted to share with you, take some action. Take some action. By now, you're a fan of our channel. You believe what we believe. You believe the system is designed to keep you broke. You came into the world to the hands of somebody broke. You went to preschool, taught by broke teachers. You then started working for a supervisor or a job somewhere that no doubt the people that were in charge of your job were broke. You then moved on and you could possibly have married somebody that was broke. All your friends are broke. I do not want you to be broke, which is why the mindset, I think I need to help raise your financial literacy. Roundup Family, I do not want you to be broke. And if you have some capital, we have to get it working properly. If you have capital sitting in the bank, it's the worst place for it because it's not multiplying. The richest man in Babylon says your money needs to go out and come home with some friends. It needs to multiply. All right. So this is the trainings that my spirit is to give out to you. Go to the site. You get 50% off of all of our training until Monday at midnight for Labor Day. And what else? Okay, I'll put the link in the video description. You'll have it there. Oh, well, you actually don't need the link. You have it right here. I'll type it in anyway. Okay, have a safe holiday. I'll see you soon, Roundup. Peace.